Hello and welcome. This is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, I guess it works over here. I gotta try. I'm just trying to work something out. I'm trying to see if I can stream in multiple places at one time. So I'm using another version over here. So hold on, you guys. Hold on. Oh wait, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Shoot, it doesn't let you do the virtual camera twice. Although maybe, I don't know. Does it work? Let me see what's going on. Yeah, so it's not doing it. I don't know, I'll have to figure that part out. But I guess there's no live stream on. I was going to try to do it on red, gray, blue at the same time, but you can't do the virtual camera. I'll have to figure out how to do it separately. Seems like you should be able to just stream this over to there, but you have to have its own key, and I don't know, we'll figure it out on a different, off the air, I'll try to do it. So, didn't work. Yeah, all right. Well, we got all kinds of documents out now, and that Chuck Grassley had another link. I didn't check it the last couple days, and he has a whole bunch of these PowerPoint slides on there. Oh, there goes my stomach. Wow, how's everybody doing? Ah, God, my stomach's just going nuts. Anyways, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the, we'll just do the whole thing here, but now this has the questions and answers in it. All right, so we get the flow into it. And it'll look like this, but it should be all right. You guys ready? Here we go. It's about 42 minutes long. I mean, we'll pause it at times.
The assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump was a dark day for our country. I again extend my deepest sympathies to the family of Corey Comparator and sincere wishes for a swift recovery for Mr. Copenhaver and Mr. Dutch. The Secret Service takes full responsibility for the tragic events of July 13th. This was a mission failure. The sole responsibility of our agency is to make sure our protectees are never put in danger. We fell short of that in Butler, and I'm working to make sure that this failure does not happen again. I'm focused on ensuring that the full resources of the Secret Service are utilized to safeguard our protectees, and I've implemented and will continue to implement changes to ensure that that happens. We are and we will continue to cooperate with pending oversight investigations of the July 13th failure being done now by Congress, the Department of Homeland Security's Office of the Inspector General, and the independent review directed by President Biden. Additionally, the Secret Service's Office of Professional Responsibility is currently conducting a mission assurance review. As I stated, I am not waiting for the completion of those reports, and I've directed the Secret Service to take immediate steps to ensure our protectees are indeed safe. And I will summarize those steps in a moment. I am committed to pursuing accountability for the Secret Service's failure in Butler, Pennsylvania. But let me be clear. If policy violations by Secret Service personnel are identified by the agency's mission assurance review, those individuals will be held accountable. And they will be held accountable to our fair and thorough disciplinary process. The first part of that process is an investigation to identify whether policy violations occurred. Potential policy violations are referred to our Office of Integrity, and appropriate discipline is administered under our table of penalties. The facts will drive the outcomes of those investigations, and I promise accountability. And I will not rush to judgment nor ignore due process. Every single person within the Secret Service feels the weight of what happened. We are in an unprecedented threat environment and a high operational tempo during this presidential campaign. The men and women of the Secret Service are working incredibly hard and doing their jobs under difficult circumstances. They need to focus on their work, and they need to know that I have their backs, and that is my commitment to them. I want to thank our state and local partners. The Secret Service relies on local law enforcement for every protective event. Those valiant men and women work tirelessly protecting their communities. They know the people, places, and terrain that we operate in. We owe them our thanks, and simply put, we cannot do our jobs without them. And I know how important this relationship is. I spent 4 years in local law enforcement before joining the Secret Service. I know the long hours these men and women put in and the professionalism they bring to this partnership. And in that capacity, I was always proud to support the Secret Service's protective mission when called upon as a municipal police officer. In no way should any state or local agency supporting us in Butler on July 13th be held responsible for a Secret Service failure. Typically, the Secret Service refrains from commenting on ongoing investigations, but we know these are extraordinary circumstances. So please understand that the information provided today is based on what I know now to a degree of certainty. We will learn more as interviews are completed and further evidence is gathered and analyzed, and I will share more information as it becomes available. But I can say without a doubt that heroism was present that day. Secret Service agents rushed.
Yeah, I think this guy thinks that if you start sounding like this, he's going to have a really great possibility of becoming the director. But I can just tell you that the way he's... Oh, wait, my audio's so low. God, they did that again. Hold on a second. God, stupid. That's why I don't like using this software. Hold on. Yeah, it's got me down to 30% over here. How crazy. Alright, how about that? That's probably better. Alright, there we go. Alright. Yeah, this guy sounding like this isn't going to help him. People are going to go, oh, Jesus. Oh, look at it. It's automatically putting it down. Hold on, let me see. Where the hell's the setting on this? I don't want it to do that. Audio. Is it if I take off echo cancellation? I think that's okay without the. But look at that! It just knocked it way down again. Crazy. It's at 47. Let me keep this open over here. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay. I'm using StreamYards tonight. I was trying to stream to 2 different places, but it turns out you can't use your virtual camera on 2 instances of OBS Studio. So thanks Justin Oki and Lisa Valenzuela.
To the stage to shield the former president with their bodies within 3 seconds of bullets ringing out in an unflinching act of bravery. The Secret Service counter-sniper who neutralized the threat with a single shot undoubtedly saved countless lives.
Yeah, where was he, the counter-sniper?
We're in a high operational tempo, and I need and I want our Secret Service workforce, the dedicated men and women of the Secret Service. I want to know and I want to make sure that they are uplifted so they can focus on carrying out the mission. They are worthy of trust and confidence, and they deserve your support. And let me take a moment to speak to the American people that are counting on us to do our job, to protect their ability to cast a vote for the candidate of their choice. The Secret Service's successes are largely unknown. You will only know of our failures, and those have been documented, and all of them are undeniably dark days in our nation's history. But let me tell you about the dedicated patriots of the Secret Service. These public servants are the quiet professionals working in the background, day in and day out. They are standing the watch, providing a blanket of protection to the people that work in the White House, to the thousands of people who attend political rallies and nominating conventions, to the thousands of American citizens who line Pennsylvania Avenue every 4 years on Inauguration Day to see the new president and the new vice president. And they are out there right now doing this mission. They are focused, and they live their professional lives committed to the values of this agency: justice, duty, loyalty, courage.
Guy sounds like a robot now. He's not helping himself at all.
And honesty. This is who we are, and this is what we do. And we will earn back your trust.
It's hard when you sound like that.
I'll now provide a timeline of the visit to Butler, Pennsylvania. On July 8th, personnel assigned to the agency's Pittsburgh field office conducted planning meetings. And
yeah, let me pause it before I get to this. I'm just trying out something to try to hold on. I'm trying to stream to my other channel at the same time. Let me see if I can get this to work. Because I don't think I need... Yeah, okay, alright, there we go. Let me see. Go live. Go into there. Yeah, let's see. Copy, settings, stream. Okay, that might work. Let's see if it works. I'm just going to send it over there. I just want to see. Oh, look at that. Hey, it looks like it's going. It might work.
On July 8th, personnel assigned to the agency's Pittsburgh field office conducted planning meetings and a site walkthrough with law enforcement partners and campaign staff. On July 10th, Secret Service counter-sniper and technical security personnel arrived in Pittsburgh and began advanced planning for their teams. July 12th, the build-out of the campaign rally site began and continued through the early morning hours of July 13th. In the morning of July 13th, a site briefing was conducted with Secret Service personnel and law enforcement partners supporting the event. Secret Service personnel took their posts, and a technical security sweep of the protective site commenced prior to the site's opening to event staff, vendors, and to the public. At 12:30 p.m., the Secret Service opened the protective site to event staff and vendors, and then at 1 o'clock, magnetometer screening of the estimated 15,000 people attending the campaign rally event, staff, and vendors began. At 5:30 p.m., former President Trump arrived at the campaign rally via Secret Service motorcade, and at that time he met with supporters in a secure backstage area within the protective site. At 5:45 p.m., a local Butler County Emergency Services Unit counter-sniper team member texted the Secret Service counter-sniper team leader about a suspicious person and sent 2 photos of the individual, later identified as the assailant. At 5:53 p.m., the Secret Service counter-sniper team leader texted the Secret Service counter-sniper teams that local law enforcement was looking for a suspicious individual outside of the perimeter lurking around the AGR building. At this time, Secret Service personnel were operating with the knowledge that local law enforcement was working on an issue of a suspicious individual. The concept of local law enforcement working on such issues is common at sites. And on July 13th, there were over 100 calls for support. At 6 p.m., former President Trump took the stage to begin remarks.
Hey, welcome, Rachel. Just saw that you joined up there.
And based on what I know right now, neither the Secret Service counter-sniper teams nor members of the former president's security detail had any knowledge that there was a man on the roof of the AGR building with a firearm. It is my understanding that personnel were not aware the assailant had a firearm until they heard gunshots. At 6:11 p.m., a member of the former President Trump's protective detail contacted their Pittsburgh field office counterpart to inquire about the radio update that there was an issue local law enforcement was looking into near the perimeter. At 6:11 p.m., the assailant's first volley of 3 shots was fired, and within 3 seconds, the former president's detail rushed the stage and covered former President Trump, shielding him with their own bodies. The 4 through 8 shots took place over the next several seconds. 15.5 seconds after the assailant's first shot, a Secret Service counter-sniper fired a single round that neutralized the assailant. That concludes a quick, brief summary of the timeline. And with that, I'll turn it over to our staff here to begin any questions.
I bet he could roll a marble down that haircut.
You said earlier this week to Congress that you don't want to tip anything on the scale as far as disciplinary action is concerned. I need to ask you, since you testified, has anyone been suspended with or without pay? Has anyone been fired? And will you tell us as people are disciplined along the way, or is this something we're going to need to just constantly be asking? Or will you update and tell us 5 people have been fired, 6 people, 7 people? What can you tell us?
Sure. Thank you for that question, David. So, as I said in my opening statement, there are going to be, there's the mission assurance review. If that mission assurance review is looking into if there were policy violations. At that point now, if in fact there were policy violations, at that point now it'll go into a parallel path of a disciplinary type of investigation. Those are internal investigations that deal with employee matters, so we're not going to be able to provide real-time updates or continuously to provide you updates on that. But what I will tell you is that these are very thorough investigations.
I was going to say to KK, I'm sorry for misunderstanding what you were saying yesterday on the live stream. All right, there you go.
Investigations, and if in fact there were policy violations and they are substantiated, those employees will be held accountable.
I think if I just make sure people want accountability, you may not be able to tell us names or positions or something, but will you be able to say that people have been disciplined? People want to hear that there's some accountability here.
I will be able to, at least at a high level, provide at least some type of statement that people are being accountable, being held accountable.
If I may, and I appreciate this, Fox Digital obtained some new video of somebody on the roof, which we believe is the assailant that was running back and forth. while President Trump was speaking. What do you make when you see of that?
Here, let me make this louder. So quiet. I should have kept passing the mic around.
This Fox Digital obtained some new video of somebody on the roof, which we believe is the assailant that was running back and forth while President Trump was speaking. What do you make when you see of that? How does that go with this timeline?
If he comments like, you know, I haven't seen it, or I haven't heard this yet. I haven't listened to any of these. But if he says right now, you know, I haven't seen it, and we're still trying to work through that to see if that's the guy, you know, then this guy has no credibility. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah. So it affirms to me, and again,
okay, he didn't do that. Good.
And you heard this from the FBI, and they're still conducting interviews and looking at this. It even just affirms to me that this was a failure. We should have had better protection for the protectee. We should have had better coverage on that roof line. We should have had at least some other set of eyes from the Secret Service point of view covering that. That building was very close to that outer perimeter, and we should have had more of a presence. And so as far as the timeline of him running back and forth, I know the FBI has provided a bit of a chronology as well, and so I'd have to go back and look at that. But the bottom line is this, David. This was a Secret Service failure. That roof line should have been covered. We should have had better eyes on that.
Thanks, Director. We're going to go to the Washington Post. Carrie Stein, next question.
Yes, thank you so much for doing this. I have just a quick follow-up. Can you describe, you said there were 100 calls for support. What kind, who those calls came from and what those looked like?
Yeah, so shot
and also, moving forward, do you anticipate, and if so, what any different changes in protocol?
No, he said it right. He said it right. Yeah, there's a shot that missed. There's 10 shots, everybody. Can we just quit doing the, like, always trying to relitigate this? There's 10 shots. All right? Let's just stick with that. There isn't any extra. There's nothing. There's no weirdness to look into. He shot 8 times. A shot missed him, and then a 10th shot came in and hit him by the sniper on the south roof, barn roof. The miss shot, I think, was also a sniper, but from further away. All right. But hey, you guys, we're doing my live stream again tonight. If you're out there and you're able to help support the Gray Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, you guys are what allow me to keep doing the shows. If you like doing these live streams, and you know, allows me to keep doing these shows every single night. You guys are the sole source of the income that comes in. There is no ad revenue, so that's why when I do these shows every night, I go, "Hey, everybody, if you guys could help support the channel, that'd be great." Because if it wasn't for you guys, it would be 3 hours of nothing. Okay, because YouTube isn't going to do anything. They almost always make live streams not monetizable. Videos you can, because you fill out stuff you request, and then they make a determination right there on the spot, and then you can change it if you needed to. But YouTube live streams, forget it.
How Secret Service communicates or works with local law enforcement specifically.
Thanks, Julia.
As they work to secure events or other things.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So, with regards to calls for support, it was a very hot day that day. There was a lot of not only EMS type of calls to address people, but there were people that needed some other type of law enforcement assistance. This happens. Candidly, happens a lot at outdoor rallies, where especially on hot days. So there was a lot of traffic, radio traffic on the local net about, hey, I need EMT here. So there was a lot of people that were needing assistance. With respect to the interoperability, so one of the things that I've directed is I've commissioned a task force. And that task force is going to be leveraging the resources of the Department of Homeland Security. It'll be co-chaired in all likelihood by someone from the Secret Service and someone from CISA. And I think we're also going to bring in some state and local law enforcement. The interoperability challenge, it's not an easy fix. It's not as simple as just trying to figure out the local frequency of the agency you're working with, and then piping that into your radio network. Requires a substantial technical fix. In the meantime, before we can get to that, what I need to have is I need to make sure that our folks, when they're out there, we use a counterpart system. On the day in Butler, we had a Pennsylvania State Trooper in our security room. They also had a unified command post that had some of the other agencies that were on site that day. It is plainly obvious to me that we didn't have access.
Can you just, hey, Tim, it's not interesting, man. You're taking up too much time from the people in here. There's 8 shots, 1 missed, 1 hit him, okay? This guy is one of those inartful people who doesn't give the details naturally. He doesn't realize how people think out there. It almost seems like everybody is like that. You know, they're just these people that give speeches and communicate on television. They're not like us YouTubers, or me, okay, me. Because there's other YouTubers that sound like this guy. They just leave out the most important things because they want it to fit their narrative. I just say whatever it is that's real that we know of. Now, sometimes the stuff that we hear isn't correct at the time, and then you have to adjust later, and then you move forward with that information. Okay, but it's just weird. Like, this guy made a whole video on this other sniper, and he's the one that actually shot him from this distant roof. Never mentioned that there was even a sniper on the south barn, which is actually where the sniper was that made the fatal shot. And you might go, how do we know, Gray? Well, because they put out the image of where the sniper was with the 3 tents in front and right direct shot to where Crooks was. All right. So everything isn't a conspiracy, though, right? Because somebody mentioned something different on here and then something different there. Look at that idiot, Christopher Wray. I used to actually think, okay, you know, I don't really like him, but he seems pretty professional. I think he's a moron at this point. I mean, I think he is just a complete fool. You know, he gets up there, he's the head of the freaking FBI, and he can't even give you, like, some really basic information and get stuff wrong and, like, intentionally try to downplay him being shot. I know, Tim, you're trying to build coalitions in here. Listen, we don't have any idea if it's a conspiracy or not. There were 10 shots. This guy knows there's 10 shots. If he didn't word it just the way you wanted, man, it doesn't mean it's a conspiracy. They've been saying it for a long time.
Access to certain information, not by anybody's fault. It just so happened that there was a sense of urgency, that there might have been radio traffic that we missed. We have to do a better job of that. So moving forward, in addition to this task force that we'll provide more information on next week as we begin to stand that up, I've also directed all of our SACs, our special agents in charge of field offices across the country, to reevaluate where we put our security rooms. If a state or local sets up a unified command post, maybe we need to be in that room as well, as opposed to just being in another room and relying on that counterpart system. It was so apparent to me that in this incident, in the final 30 seconds, which has been the focus of what happened before the assailant opened fire, there was clearly radio transmissions that may have happened on that local radio net that we did not have. And so we have to do a better job of co-locating, leveraging that counterpart system, and this is going to drive our operations going forward. We did not. It did not make it over to us, or whether we did not hear it, it just did not make it over to us. It did not make it to us. And I go back to my opening statement where the members of the detail, they did not, all they knew that the issue, that the locals were working an issue at the president's 3 o'clock, which would have been off to his right, which is where the shot came from.
We're going to go to Rebecca Santana, who's the press.
Just to follow quickly on that question of the 100, to clarify on the 100 calls that you got roughly that day, I understand a lot of them were heat related. How many specifically were suspicious people? Was this the only call, the eventual shooter, that was a suspicious character? And then also can you clarify, did you guys have a drone on site? did you try to use it? And if not, like, why did you not use the locals' offer of a drone?
Sure. So, as I understand it now, based on the information I have, there were other calls of suspicious individuals. And your other question was about drones?
About the
Drones.
You had
Yeah.
a drone on site that was a Secret Service drone, and what was the reason you couldn't
Sure.
use it? And then also, there was this offer from the locals of somebody had a drone.
Right.
Why was that?
So we did not have a drone on site. We did not put a drone up. Based on the information I have right now, I am aware that there was a request from a local agency to offer to fly a drone on that day, and that is also part of the mission assurance review that I've asked.
I mean, honestly, let me ask you guys something. How many of you would rather have me be in the position that he's in to see everything and then be talking up here in front of everybody? I bet you every single one of you. I would literally go through the entire thing. I'd have maps and charts, and I'd explain everything to you. This guy's an idiot, too. I mean, he just was talking to them, I don't know, 4 days ago or 3 days ago, and he literally, he was asked, okay, could he come back in and get us updated on some things? What did he do different? Nothing.
To get some better insight.
I guess no.
I did. One of the other changes that I implemented when I became the acting director is we are now going to leverage the use of unmanned aerial systems at sites now. So we are putting those assets out, and we should have had better line of sight on some of those high ground concerns. We thought we might have had it covered with the human eye, but clearly we are going to change our approach now, and we are going to leverage technology and put those unmanned aerial systems up.
Yeah, we don't take links in here, Peggy.
Thank you
Why would
so
you
much
send a
for
link
doing
on my
this.
channel to
You
send
mentioned
somebody
that
else
there were text
somewhere else?
messages from Butler ESU to U.S. Secret Service counter snipers. I'm curious if that is routine. There were 2 communication channels at the Butler rally, and you referenced earlier this week it appears that information was stuck or siloed at the state and local channel. What was the plan to relay information from locals to the Secret Service initially? What is the protocol? And I just have one follow-up.
Sure. So, Nicole, we use that counterpart system, right? And so the teams, especially on the tactical side, when it comes to the tactical, our counter-assault team, they actually had an embed with them from the local TAC team. And they had that radio net as well with Pennsylvania State Police. With respect to the counter snipers, they were using cellular or telephone text communications. At this point, moving forward, what I have directed.
Yeah, I said on my show, I haven't heard what he's going to say here, but I said they should get rid of texting. You need to have people doing whatever they were doing 30 years ago before texting, and you go act on something. Like, use your audio and say, hey, there's a guy out here. I'm going to go check him out. Not, hey, here's a picture. Hey, look, here's another one. Whee! And nobody does anything because it's all passing the buck. Well, I sent you a text message. Well, how about if you talk on the phone, somebody's going to do something.
Now is that everybody should be using the radio net.
Oh,
if you don't have the ability to pipe in or leverage that counterpart.
You hear that? You hear that? I mean, I said this exact same thing yesterday on the show, right? So look at that. I haven't heard this yet, but listen, here we go.
In or leverage that counterpart system. That's one of the things that we're looking at now. We should be able to have direct comms with the people that are supporting us, and that's moving forward. That's what I have directed.
See that, you guys? You wonder how we get stuff right over here? Because we think rationally.
So just to clarify,
texting
US Secret
is
Service
stupid
counter-snipers did not have
for this
radio
kind of stuff.
communications.
Not with the local, CS folks that were providing a support. They were basically had an area responsibility independent from where our counter snipers were securing.
And just a last thing, did the U.S. Secret Service counter sniper teams that arrived on site on July 10th ever relay line of sight concerns? What came of that? And can you confirm that this was the first 2024 campaign event that counter sniper teams were assigned to the former president?
Sure.
No, I don't think he said they didn't have radios. They were just using texting.
As part of their advance, they identify those line of sight, those high ground concerns, and there's a division of labor.
And if you want to put a comment that I'll read on the show, send in a super chat. We'll read the comment and discuss it. All right.
With respect to the whether or not this was the first time, it was the first time Secret Service counter snipers were deployed to support the former president's detail.
Wait, what did you say?
It was the first time Secret Service counter snipers were deployed to support the former president's detail.
Wow, so there was no counter snipers on any of the other times that he's been doing these rallies? Holy crap, and you still didn't protect him? Oh, Jesus. See, if there's a conspiracy out there, it would be that they made it so, I don't know, like they didn't approve different people, et cetera, but they made it so poorly managed that if there is somebody who is ginned up by the Democrats' rhetoric on, him being a threat to democracy and Hitler and all those types of things, that somebody would slip through the cracks. And that's kind of exactly what happened on this one, even with snipers. Imagine how easy it would have been for, at all these other events, for a sniper to have done something, since there are no counter snipers. Counter snipers were at a Trump. I know, I just said that. The sleuth kid. What do you mean? That was the first time Secret Service counter snipers were at a Trump rally. Oh, yeah, I mean, right, local ones. Right, that's what I'm talking about. How ridiculous is that? Look how poor their communication is with the local police departments. So they have these snipers out there, but this is the first time they use Secret Service counter snipers. I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Hi, thanks so much for doing this. I have a question about the review that you did.
I would think Secret Service counter snipers are much better than you would hope than sort of local law enforcement SWAT team guys.
The picture that you showed in the Senate the other day of the vantage point that the local snipers had. How do you know that that's the window that they were actually
okay, the
posted at?
sleuth
Because
kit.
they're saying
All right,
that they're
now.
on a completely other
Jesus,
side.
I don't need
of the
people
building.
like sitting here
and related to that,
like
has this,
trying to parse out every single word. How I said it. It's kind of obvious what I'm saying. That the Secret Service hadn't had any counter snipers there.
Secret Service actually interviewed the snipers that were in the AGR building.
So thank you for that. So once the FBI had released the Butler Farm Show site, we were able to
Yeah, 15 seconds. 15 and a half seconds. I've been saying the time frame the entire time.
take custody of it, and we sent the full resources of our Office of Investigations, which included the Forensic Services Division. We did a full site reconstruction, and this is part of our ongoing mission assurance review. As part of that, that also included the plotting and also trying to identify where not only our personnel were, but also where state and local law enforcement were. And then the second part of your question was?
Well, so, I mean, how did you identify where they were?
Local fry? I don't know what that means.
The local snipers?
So the mission assurance, we're starting with our federal personnel and working out. We will get, if they're willing to be interviewed, we will ask for the local law enforcement on site to be interviewed that day. How we went back and reconstructed that was based on what we had based on the ops plan, and then also based on what our own folks, as they understood it on the day of.
Well, but I mean, you talked a lot about how you may not have been at.
What are you talking about, Wendy?
So how do you know that they were in that?
You guys aren't making any sense. I'm reading the comments. They're just...
Yeah.
They're saying there's no way they couldn't see any of the routes from where they were posted on the other side.
So I think what we'll do is we'll let the mission assurance play that out, and we'll look forward to interviewing them and definitely getting their side of the story. But what I also want to reiterate is this was a Secret Service failure, and so they should not.
What does that mean? Let's see. Oh, sorry, it's a computer-generated video made by a lady who shows how he ran on the roof behind that. I wanted to hear your opinion on. Yeah, we don't. There's people that do all kinds of videos and stuff.
Not be blamed. We're not trying to shift blame to anybody. And that's the important takeaway, that we need our state and local partners out there doing this with us every day.
Thanks, Director. We're going to go to Peter Thomas.
Director, thank you for taking the time. Just a couple questions, if you could walk us through some things to help us better understand. Have you gotten to the bottom of why there was no one stationed on the roof from a law enforcement perspective, and why there was no one there to secure the building to make sure no one could get up there? Have you gotten any clarity on why those two lapses in security were in place? And I have a couple quick follow-ups.
Sure. It's something that, again, having been there the day after I was named the acting director, I wanted to put eyes on and go up there and see it. Yes, and looking at that site, it really.
I don't know what Jessica on the 5 means.
How close that site was to the stage, seeing where it was. It definitely raised a lot of questions in my mind that there should have been physical presence, if not on the roof, that there should have been better security to prevent anyone from getting up on that roof. So moving forward.
I'm just going to listen to this part again.
Sure. It's something that, again, having been there the day after I was named the acting director, I wanted.
So that comment's self-serving. He wants everybody to know, wow, you're so engaged.
Wanted to put eyes on and go up there and see it. Yes, and looking at that site, it really. God,
he sounds like Biden right there.
Seeing how close that site was to the stage, seeing where it was. It definitely raised a lot of questions in my mind that there should have been physical presence, if not on the roof, that there should have been better security to prevent anyone from getting up on that roof. So moving forward, I've directed our Office of Protective Operations and our Special Operations Division now that when we are up operational and we have counter snipers out there, that we're working with locals, and that they in fact will also be out present. At the very least, the presence of a law enforcement officer can deter a lot of bad activity. Having been a local police officer, I will never know how many crimes I prevented just by being there, just by walking the street and being out there. And so moving forward, one of the things that we want to do is we want to deter people from even thinking about trying to do something like this again. And the only way we can do that is leveraging not only the resources that we have, but the resources of our state and locals, and putting them out there in an overt presence.
Two very quick follow-ups. You talked at length at the hearing the other day about the system that did not operate that could detect drones. Mm-hmm. Can you describe a little bit of how that works? Does that go in the sky itself to detect the drones? And then finally, the interoperability issue. I'm clear in terms of that Secret Service radios were not communicating with the locals, mm-hmm. but you had people in the command post, right, who in theory could hear and know some basics of what was going on. Is that am I understanding that correctly?
So with respect to the counter UAS, Pierre, I don't want to get into too much sensitive information, but what I can tell you is it allows that asset allows the geolocation to be able to plot where a drone is within a certain distance of how we set up. So think of it as like geofencing, and then being able to pinpoint and detect where that is. And with respect to the agency that was, we had Pennsylvania State Police, but it appears that there was really a big sense of urgency going on, and the state and locals were doing everything they possibly could to try to find the assailant. He had already come to their attention. They were actively trying to find him, and I believe everyone was doing their level best to try to locate him. But there could have been other agencies that were putting out radio transmissions, and this is something that we'll work with the FBI to get further on. But those radio transmissions might have just been back.
Wait, so is it your birthday today, Kit Kat? We'll have to get Mary Lou in here.
Me? Why do I have to do anything?
Can you guys hear that voice? She sounds kind of muffled. I can't hear Mary Lou. Are you still there, Mary Lou?
Yeah, I'm still here, Gray.
Can you hear Mary Lou, you guys? Hello. All right, well. Oh, well, your birthday was a week ago? Okay, hold on.
A week ago? Why do I have to do with that? Happy birthday to Kit Kat a week ago. Happy birthday to Kit Kat a week ago. Happy birthday, dear Kit Kat a week ago. Happy birthday to you.
God, Mary Lou, that was terrible.
That's not very nice, Gray. I tried my best.
Oh, well, try better next time.
To the unified command post and maybe not have made it over the Pennsylvania State Police there. But that's something that we're going to look into, and definitely something that we are moving forward. We definitely want to remedy this going forward.
But your Secret Service personnel in the command post had some sense that something was going on based on what they were being told about the radio traffic.
That yes, that they were working and.
Oh, guess what Whiskey Boots did today, you guys? She sent me a video and go, Gray, have you seen this? And she sent me my video of, I mean, that's what she sent me. Okay, that's the, I go, yeah, I've seen it because I made the video that you're sending me.
Issue at the 3 o'clock of the stage.
We'll go to Andrew Goodsworth with Drew Reuters.
Thanks for doing this. I wanted to ask you about changes moving forward. Former President Trump has said he wants to continue having outdoor rallies. What specifically will be different at the next rally that wasn't the case in Butler? And if I could ask a follow-up to, do you have information in the 30 seconds after the gunman was confronted on the roof by a local law enforcement officer that there were local law enforcement trying to communicate with the Secret Service that there was someone on the roof with a gun?
I just thought it was funny.
That transmission was the one that was missed?
Okay. So with respect to the former president wanting to get back out there, listen, it's a campaign season, right? Candidates want to be out there. They want to be, whether it's an indoor site or an outdoor site, it's on the Secret Service to make sure that we create a secure environment. Listen, we identify challenges, we identify concerns, and then it's on us to figure out what we need to do to mitigate that. So if there are going to be future campaign rallies outside, it's going to be on us to make sure that we are providing all of the assets and resources to make sure that those sites are indeed secure. With respect to the radio transmissions, based on what the FBI, my colleague from the FBI testified the other day, and they are working on isolating some of those radio frequencies from the state and locals, that there was somebody who did in fact radio out that they had seen the individual with a weapon. What I can tell you is that piece of information, that vital piece of information, and by no fault of anyone, it was a very stressful situation. It did not make it over. Our detail, our counter snipers, everyone that was there that day, were operating under the assumption and under the last bit of information they had received that there was an issue that the locals were working at the 3 o'clock. That's the bit of information that we had, not anything about a weapon.
So the snipers heard nothing about a weapon until the shots were fired.
I wanted you to address, or if you can, describe the Pittsburgh field office and their level of experience, especially in preparing for events like this, and also have they explained their thinking and how they defined the perimeter that day?
Sure. Thanks, Holmes. Our Pittsburgh field office, I don't think there's anybody in the Secret Service who is feeling this more than the men and women of our Pittsburgh field office. And I've met with them, and they are down right now. And so when I've met with them,
they're down. Well, gosh,
the other day
it's
it was
okay.
very difficult. It's difficult for them. They feel like they let their colleagues down.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, you know what we need right now is remember in The Rock, the movie The Rock, where I think it was Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. They're in the sort of the sewer of the what was the name of that prison? Alcatraz. They're down below, and what it was? Nicolas Cage said, "Oh, I'm going to try my best," and then Connery goes, "Try your best." Losers say they'll try their best. Winners take home the prom queen. And then Nicolas Cage, of course, said, "Well, my girlfriend was the prom queen." But anyways, but what he was trying to say was really like, you just got to get it done, okay? You don't need to be, I'm going to try, and I hope it works and everything. And how about you just do it?
They feel like they let the country down, and they are wearing this, and it's open. You can see it. It's an open wound that they are carrying. They are a very experienced office.
And hey, guys, we're still doing a show tonight, and I could really use your guys' support if you're able to, like Whiskey Boots right there. If you could help support the channel tonight. We're currently at like 1/10 of a normal night, but I know times aren't the greatest. But if you're out there and you can support the channel, you guys are the sole source of the income on these live streams. So I would appreciate your support if you could. Sending the best to the best. Well, thanks, Whiskey Boots. I guess that's why you sent my email to me, right?
And what I will say is they are cooperating with the mission assurance. They understand the gravity of this situation. And they are definitely down right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, think how down the family members are of the two wounded guys, and especially the one that was killed from Paratore. I don't really give a damn that your guy's sulking in the corner. He's alive. He's doing well. And I'd actually say, I don't blame like the snipers on the roof. Okay, those guys acted when they could act. Like, oh wow, he's got a gun. Oh shit! And 15 seconds later, he's dead. They actually were able to find him. It's somebody else, like somebody up there who's planning and putting things together, and not making sure that the communication's working. Those are the people that just absolutely screwed this thing up. You can't sit there and blame every Secret Service person that was on the scene that day. I don't even blame. Now, you might not like the detail that was around Trump, but they didn't know either. They just heard, oh, there's something going on. Oh, wow. And then there's gunshots, and now they know that there's somebody that's actually a threat. Those guys. Those people, I guess what's weird is if there's some activity going on and people are running around looking for somebody, don't you take the president off the stage right at that point? That's what I think. Yeah, but see, if you're looking through your scope and you're not focused right on where the guy's running, you can't see him because the scope is focused on a particular area. So they might not have seen him running over there. It's hard, and only one of them would have seen him. I mean, one set. The other set was on the other barn facing the other direction at the time he was running.
Yeah. So when I said I
think it was when they started saying, "Hey, there's somebody on the roof. There's somebody on the roof." I think they were aware that somebody was on the roof. They just didn't know he had a gun at that point. And nobody said he's got a gun until 5 seconds. Remember when people were going, "He's got a gun. He's got a gun." I know they were looking through the scope at a different location, though, as I've explained many times.
It's a failure to challenge our assumptions, meaning the assumption that, hey, that's going to be addressed or that's going to be covered by state and local. So,
and also, I mean, I guess if we go, let's try to go up in the air right over here. Whoa. Yeah, so like these snipers over here, You know, that little opportunity when he ran and by, we don't know where it started. Did he pop up over here? And then he's behind the tree for a lot of it. So it would just be this little short time where he's running over like that. And he's down low behind, you know, some of the height of the building, although this height here is kind of high, so it would probably eliminate a lot of that. I don't know, I'm just, you know, I don't think every single... So what you're trying to suggest is the sniper saw this guy running on the roof and just should have blown him away while he was running. Yeah, I think that where the problem is that they shouldn't have taken him off. They should have taken Trump off the stage when they knew that there was somebody on the roof of that building. That should have been enough. And the snipers, especially these guys right here, when they were looking over there, they couldn't see him because when he finally laid down to do the shooting, he was behind this tree. These guys over here, when the shooting happened, because still nobody said he's got a gun, so this guy probably had him, you know, was looking at him, and I guess apparently he was also looking at people on the fence line over here, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And then gunshots happen. These guys moved, but he couldn't see a damn thing. These guys had already turned around and were looking in that direction, and then he finally kind of could see like the top of his head and then shot him. So I don't know. I'm just not really like... I think the problem is like elsewhere. I mean, 15 seconds from sound of a shot to taking somebody out is pretty good. Pretty miraculous, really. It's like, oh, where is he? Oh, right there. He might not even have known where he was at the time. But whatever. It's whatever. People can just believe whatever they want to believe.
Earlier this week, I convened a call with all of our special agents in charge of all of our field offices, and I expressed to them, listen, we need our state and local counterparts, but we also have to be very direct, very clear about what our expectations are about what we need from them, whether it's a particular asset, whether it's particular numbers of personnel.
Wasn't, Sam. He wasn't running around
We
like
need to
that.
be very clear so that they have an understanding of exactly what we need from them. That's on us. We need to be better communicators and articulate exactly what we need to mitigate any challenges,
thanks for these super stickers,
concerns, or anything that we identify during that advanced process. And so I have full confidence in our SACs in the field. I have full confidence in our state and local counterparts that moving forward now, we're not going to have this assumption that, oh, we think that they have it. No, we're gonna work together. We're going to have.
But you can't just shoot the guy because he ran across the roof. That's what I'm saying. So is it the sniper's fault on the roof that he didn't shoot the guy for running across the roof, or is it the problem of the fault of the local police right there in that situation, where they should be running up there and seeing who the hell this guy is? You know, I don't know. They had 3 minutes, for God's sakes, to get up there after people were already, you know, when he was running, there's 3 more minutes. I had to take a call. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, freaks. Hey, where you been, Kit Kat? I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you again.
Good, hard, fierce conversations about what we're going to do, and then we're going to go out there and we're going to make all of these venues secure moving forward.
I mean, the thing is Secret Service has the entire fault, though. They oversee the whole thing. What the thing is it just wasn't planned very well. Things weren't put into place. Why did the people leave their post to go look for somebody? It just doesn't make any sense. It's just stupidity at its finest, or, you know, intentionally reckless over time to create a chance, because all the rhetoric that's been put out, you know, I mean, I guess we don't really know what the guy's motive was, but he probably thought he was going to be a hero by taking out a threat to democracy. Yeah, and maybe he didn't. I think he's kind of just an anarchist type, an incel that wanted to be famous.
Thank you, Acting Director. One thing,
oh, they on those little heart.
For starters, I was hoping you could elaborate a little bit on a portion of the timeline in which you address a communication between the Secret Service detail and personnel with the Pittsburgh field office. It just struck me as a little vague, and I was Curious if you could elaborate on what that communication was.
So the former president's details, they had an advanced person on the ground who was responsible for the site. The radio transmission goes out about locals working an issue at the 3 o'clock. The member of that detail called their Pittsburgh field office counterpart. Hey, what do you know about this? In the middle of that phone conversation, the shots begin firing. So that's the context of it.
And sorry if I missed. Could you say how they became aware of the locals working an issue in the first place to even have that conversation with them?
That was the radio transmission that was put out by our security room.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to follow.
All right. So doesn't it seem like, you guys, that the problem lies in the security room here? That it was a radio because apparently those people are kind of like listening to both sides, the local and the Secret Service. So that's a huge problem there. If like they're saying, hey, there's an issue we're working out over here. Well, I mean, that's all you're going to say? How about there's somebody over here that's, I think you might say, extremely suspicious. He had a rangefinder and he's now on the roof of the building, okay? And that's when somebody else listening to that, maybe even one of Trump's Secret Service, needs to come up and whisper in Trump's ear at the very beginning of that and say, we think it'd be smart to take you off stage quickly here. There's an incident going on, and just have him walk off the stage really quick, and then have the police go up there and confront the guy and see what the hell happens, and then bring him back up on the stage. Okay? Doesn't that make more sense? It's not good enough conspiracy for you?
I'm curious about, you mentioned that this was the first event where Secret Service counter snipers had been assigned as part of the security for former President Trump.
No, but that seems like where it all is, right? The snipers up above didn't know that the guy on the roof, they didn't have the full breadth of what's going on. They're just kind of listening to this. And obviously the Secret Service detail on Trump are hearing the same thing, like, oh, there's something going on over there, the sort of danger assessment wasn't done correctly. So it seems like at that point, that's where the issue is, right? Yeah, I know. He's at a picnic table, etc. We got all that stuff. It just doesn't, that doesn't matter, though. People can sit at a picnic table. People can use a rangefinder. People can do certain things. And another issue is that not one soul walked up to him and talked to him. How come? Why didn't somebody? That's what I'm saying. The texting is the problem. How about when the guy's at the bench, you leave one person up above and you go, hey, I'm going to go down and talk to that person right now. And go down and talk to the guy, check out what's in his bag, and deal with the situation. Instead, you go, ooh, look there's a guy at a bench. Ooh, neato. We'll keep that for our album later. It's just ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that in an hour-long time, nobody talked to him, and the communication relaying messages is so poor, not giving sort of accurate information back to the people that matter. Sucks. Just really stupid. I mean, and it's so, that's the thing, you guys. It comes across as so like derelict of duty, or like so I don't know, just kind of like willfully ignorant, that you start believing that there's a higher conspiracy going, because it's just like, how do all of these things happen? This guy flies a drone, he goes there in the morning, and then he comes back later, and then he kind of tries to avoid the magnetometer. Then he's flying around a drone, at 4 o'clock, for God's sakes. This night, everybody's still, they're there at that point, looking around. Oh, there's a drone up there. All right, so now this guy's already flying a drone. Didn't they think, okay, who's flying that drone? Go make sure you guys can figure out who the hell's flying that drone. He flew the drone for 11 minutes. Hey, go over there and check out who's flying that drone. Oh, that's that guy. That's some guy named, they got his name.
A little while later, oh shit, the guy's got a rangefinder now. So let's see, he got a bird's eye view of the stage location with his drone. We could see where it was pointing. And now he's got a rangefinder, and he's right below the building using this thing. And now he's getting his measurements. What's he doing? We need to get this guy, talk to him again. What's going on, sir? You know, like and that's kind of when you just grab him and you take him somewhere. You bring him to a different location, you know, like, hey, you're doing a lot of suspicious stuff, and the president, former president of the United States is going to be speaking here, and we're not feeling comfortable with your behavior, so you're going to have to stay with us here. And maybe likely they would have found the rifle at that time if he did have it in his backpack. And they might not have found it then. And, you know, I guess they could have said, you know, you can either leave or we're going to keep, you know, hold you here for a while. And I wouldn't let him leave, though, because his gun at that time was in this vehicle, and he later switched it into his backpack. I don't think that he hit it on scene, or it seemed like a good spot in that bush. But now it seems more likely he just kind of had it in his car and then eventually put it into his backpack.
Trump. To what extent do you think that factored into what were ultimately shown to be the failures? Just that this was a first time, at least in a while, in his capacity
yards.
as a former president.
People keep saying
they were there
135.
on the site.
I don't know why.
So
the novelty of it. Sorry.
Sure. So let me just clarify one thing. This was the first time that Secret Service counter snipers, but the former president at campaign rallies has actually been getting state and local resources. So tactical assets, counter snipers from state and locals. So with respect to why they were there in Butler, listen, we evaluate our threat landscape every day. We calibrate based on that threat.
Calibrate. How about you over-calibrate every time?
Evaluated a threat stream that we have, and we put our Secret Service counter sniper personnel out there. And looking back, you know, it was very fortunate that we did. But the former president will have counter sniper coverage moving forward, as will the president, the vice president, Senator Vance, and then we'll await the eventual Democratic vice presidential nominee. We are going to put full resources out there to make sure that, you know, our campaign cadence now is obviously picked up, and we're going to make sure that we have all the resources out there to address any challenges that we have.
Thank you. As you're doing this review, are you looking at the days leading up to this event and the instructions that you gave to state and local and federal partners? I know in the past there used to be a PowerPoint presentation that was given before events like this, where people who were part of each unit in the Secret Service would stand up, go through the mission, who was assigned to them, what they'd be doing. I understand that did not happen in this case and hasn't been happening for some time prior. Is that something you think was missing here? Is that something you might review and bring back? And do you also think the Secret Service is too reliant on state, local, and federal partners? I mean, you have almost 2,000 HSI agents helping in events coming this fall. That's a third of their workforce, and it takes a lot from state and locals as well. So first, would you bring back the PowerPoint? Do you think there should have been more planning? And are you too reliant on state and local and other partners?
Thanks, Julia. So that will be part of the mission assurance, the communications and what was communicated leading up to it. What I can tell you now, based on information I have, is there was, and what you're referring to is what we call a police meeting, where we bring all the agencies together that will be directly supporting a particular visit. We know that there was a police meeting. We know that there were agencies from the various jurisdictions were present. The ones, and when I say that, the ones that were the primary ones identified with providing support and were going to be involved in the advanced planning process, meaning they were going to provide a counterpart, kind of like what you said, the PowerPoint. If you're going to be conducting the site, this is Special Agent so-and-so, and you know, here's their contact info. And then usually at the end of that meeting, everyone kind of goes off and they form up and they go over, you know, how they're going to go out and do the walkthroughs and identify some of the things.
Do you know, you guys, we have only 2 new members tonight. This would be a good night for somebody out there. If you want to get the buy memberships for people, that'd be great. And then hopefully we get to a point during the show where I can donate 5 memberships. But we're not there yet.
based on the information, I don't know about the PowerPoint. I can tell you that there was a police meeting. With respect to the PowerPoint, I certainly think that visuals are always good. I think that if we're not using it, we certainly will. But that goes back to my direction that we have to be very specific about what we're communicating and what our expectations are moving forward.
You can put your head out the
With
window.
respect to the reliance on state and local law enforcement, listen, there are.
I mean, why wouldn't you look out the window?
700,000 full-time law enforcement officers, over 700,000 full-time law enforcement officers in the United States. The majority of prosecutions in the criminal justice system in the United States are done by state and locals. That's a result of criminal investigations that they do every day in their communities to keep them safe. Over 135 officers died last year serving their communities, federal, state, and local. 47 of them died by violent means, gunfire. There's not an over-reliance on them. They're out there every day securing their communities. They know the terrain. They know the people. More importantly, they know the local laws. If you're in a state where it's open carry, we're going to rely on them to enforce local laws. I, as a federal agent, cannot go out there and enforce the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I need those state and local law enforcement officers. So I would push back on that. With respect to leveraging other federal partners, when we were in the Department of Treasury and I was a brand new agent, I would stand post during a campaign year with agents from ATF, IRS criminal investigations. We were all one big happy family. Customs. Customs moved over to DHS just like we did. So we do this every 4 years. We rely on those partners. We use them during national special security events like the Democratic National Convention, the United Nations General Assembly, the presidential inauguration. Those are whole of government security operations, which the Secret Service is the lead planning for, and we're going to bring in partners from across the government. I don't feel that it's an over-reliance. It's something that we have done going back to our days at Treasury, and we're going to continue to do that. We need those partners, and we need those state and local officers. Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to boost this up here. We're currently at 20% of a normal nightly goal.
I didn't understand. When you're talking about that time period where locals understand that this person is a threat, but it's before Secret Service finds out, understands communication issues, were they not standing right next to them, or were they in two separate command posts?
So we had our security room, and then they had a unified command post, and we had a Pennsylvania State Police officer representative in our security room.
There was no Secret Service agent in the unified?
No, there was not.
Why not? Then how is it unified with no Secret Service?
That was unique, as I understand it. That's an emergency management model that they use, as I mentioned in that conversation with our special agents in charge in the field. I've directed them, hey, we need to rethink where we put our security room. If the large majority of our partners are in a unified command post or in a different location, we need to probably be there too. And so we have to rethink how we, where we put our security rooms, and we are in fact doing that now moving forward.
So let's go to Alan Gilmer with Bloomberg. We'll do the pool. There's time for follow-up.
I'm going to try to see if my ads
Thanks
will work.
so much. Appropriators in Congress this week delayed consideration of DHS's budget for fiscal 25. They want to know more about what Secret Service needs. I know you said Tuesday. Obviously, every agency head is always going to say they need more
thanks,
resources.
brown-eyed girl.
But can you be kind of specific about what resource needs there may be, particularly
Lifesaver.
when we're looking
Thank
at
you.
the technology issues, radio transmissions,
Sure.
the CUAS system?
So following this, we have had tremendous support from the Department of Homeland Security and from the Secretary. And we have, in fact, looked at all of these needs. Given this dynamic, high-threat environment that we're operating in order to meet this, we can meet this now.
See, that's kind of where it seems like I'm not sure what this guy's saying in here. Because earlier he said they have like a control room or whatever the hell they called it. But why isn't somebody in the unified whatever room that was where they're all there's communication coming in from Secret Service. And I don't know, something's really stupid here. I mean, why not give, when there's local police working, give them headsets that connect to Secret Service, and on that day, they're working with you, man. They're not part of the state police or anything. They're working for you that day. They get to wear the headsets, and when the day's over, they hand the headsets back to you, and they go back to whatever they were doing before, okay? That's how it really should be done, not have these two separate things. It's almost idiotic. Think about how stupid that is. Why is there, okay, well, there's the state police, and then there's the local police, and then there's the Secret Service, and then we're going to... No, here's what you do. They act the way they act, they're protecting different areas, but you are all wearing the Secret Service headsets that day, and you keep the communication to like a minimum and what's needed to be said like they're doing. Doesn't that really make a lot of sense? I mean, it's just like, just everybody have the same damn thing. It's ridiculous. Why is there need to be, I mean, think about the time wasted, by the way, if there's a control room and somebody goes, a cop goes, there's a gun, and then the Secret Service guys go, what was that? You said a gun? Oh, Jesus. And then they turn around and go, oh. And then they mention really quick Secret Service, oh, he's got a gun. You've already wasted 3 seconds, right? If somebody yells that's working for the state but has the Secret Service headset on, they just go, there's a gun, and then boom, they're taking Trump off the stage at that moment, okay? Right at that moment, not, 5 seconds later or anything. It's like right then.
But it is going to require additional investments and resources, and we are having those conversations. We certainly have been, we've had great support, not only from the department, but also our appropriations committees, and we are working through kind of what our needs are right now. We will have future conversations about this, and we are appreciative that everyone is really coming together to make sure that we have what we need to meet this high threat.
No, but hindsight is 2020. It's so obvious. How was it ever like a really good idea to have multiple, like, okay, state, you're going to be over there, and we're Secret Service over here, and if you see something, you have to communicate with our liaison, who then communicates with us and says, oh, yeah, that doesn't ever sound good. Like, I don't know where these people sitting around having a communication plan. I have heard Grady Judd. He just says what everybody else says, Diane. I mean, it's not like it's... I listened to the whole thing. I watched it. It wasn't like, oh, my God, earth-shattering information. Boy, it's just the same as everybody else. That the same as everybody else who's frustrated.
Listen, that's not for me to weigh in on. But what I will tell you is, there's also a lot of discussion about why should the Secret Service do criminal investigations. And what I will say is this: we were founded in 1865 as an investigative entity. It's in our DNA.
That's not a bottom line, Amber Gilbert. We don't know if when you go, they turned a blind eye and allowed it to happen like it was intentionally allowed to happen. Nobody knows there's no evidence at all that suggests that. What we see now is just like a series of errors, almost like a comedy show. Like a guy trips, falls over, knocks over a cup, then the cup spills some grease on the ground, then somebody slips that was holding a cake, then the cake flies up, smashes on top of a guy that was carrying a piano, then that piano falls off of a building, hits it's like just goes on and on and on and on.
I firmly believe that the best protection agents learn those skills being criminal investigators. You learn how to interact with people. You learn organizational skills. You learn to be analytical. Those are all traits that you need to have when you're on a detail. Moreover, if you look at where we are today, buildings, communities, everything is interconnected. And so we have a particular expertise in cyber and in cybercrime and critical systems protection. And so when you overlay that...
That guy's not really a creator. He just does... I don't even know what you call it, what that guy is. Yeah, they interviewed Grady Judd out there. I've got that email sent to me 400 times. I'm not playing that guy's stuff, all right?
that investigative skill set that we have, you know, it's more than just securing the president or our protectees in a brick and mortar setting. It's also protecting them from things that make them vulnerable due to cyber. And so the only way to learn those skills, to be able to detect, to be able to analyze, to be able to make sure that we are hardening not only cyber systems, but hardening a building that is fed by cyber systems, the only way to gain that experience, that knowledge, is to be able to do criminal investigations. Additionally, it is within our investigative authority to follow up on threats. People make threats to the president and the people we protect every day. We need to have that domestic and international network of field offices to be able to track down those threats. And if necessary, bring those people to justice and present them to a U.S. Attorney's office. So
See, but here's the thing, everybody. Everybody keeps thinking there's like all these coincidences. But it kind of, like, you could actually, all the coincidences fall into being a coincidence because of like one fatal error you could have, right? You could easily have that. Like, you could have something where, well, hey, DC, if you're going to vote for her, you know, shame on you. You're an embarrassment. All right, so let's see. We've got the, let's say you have one thing that goes wrong. And the, let's see. Like a communication, or remember the sniper wasn't on the roof, for example. So, for example, if those snipers should have been on the roof standing there, then you don't have any of the other things don't happen. So it's like you have these things happening because one piece was out of place, and maybe there should be more redundancy where, you know, maybe snipers are part of their mission of the Secret Service is to surveil where their snipers are to make sure everybody's in compliance with the plan that was put into place.
You know, I know there's been a lot of talk. Should we or shouldn't we? Should we do this? Should we be in DHS?
Although they always investigate themselves.
The bottom line is this. If you want the Secret Service to continue to be the Secret Service and be effective at what it does, it needs to be doing investigations, and it probably needs to be in the Department of Homeland Security until Congress or others have an opportunity to weigh in.
Yeah, and yet there is a reason it happened. So I know, I mean, see, the thing is, what do you do? Oh, no, excuse me, okay, we're not going to talk about it. The thing is yeah, obviously, you know, this is one of those positions where there's you don't get to fail. Like, when you fail, you almost have to clean house after that. That's kind of how it should work, right? But there's a reason it happened, and I want to know what the reason is. We don't know what that is yet completely. I think it's complacency, you know, just sort of like weird things happen. And the kid was smart, so he was kind of counter surveilling them and watching and looking and seeing what they were doing, and just found a little window to get up there during a time. You know, I don't know. It's crazy, you know, when you look at it. That's why there's, you know, people look at it and go, wow, maybe there's something else going on here. But what I don't like is that to be really popular in this genre right here, I have to pretend that it's a massive conspiracy and a huge cover-up with these like dark ops people. You know, really the shooter was inside of a window, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because if I don't do that, nobody wants to watch. They want to watch the one, ooh, 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 ooh. Kind of embarrassing, yeah. Really stupid.
Just a quick question. There's a report that a whistleblower has alleged that you personally directed cuts to the counter-surveillance division, which led to the threat assessments team failing to perform its duties that it typically would before the Butler rally. Is that accurate? Is that allegation accurate?
So I've become aware of this. We got a congressional letter on it. What I can tell you is that
well, nobody closes their mind to it, because I've even said it sounds weird. That's why you think of that kind of stuff. But there isn't really anything that points to it, other than a series of errors where you go, because there's so many errors here, it has to be intentional, which isn't true. To me, it's over 40 years of nothing happening. They just got to the point where it's like, yeah. Because guess what? I've said this 100 times. If Trump wasn't shot that day, they would have said, what a great job we did today. when in reality, their job was exactly as poor. It just wasn't revealed. All of the, the breakdowns in their protection are completely gone, and they're not working, and they were just revealed because a shooter actually exploited the weaknesses. And now we see it all, and now they're investigating, and maybe they'll make changes to make sure this shit never happens again. I don't know. I'm not really confident in them, to be honest with you.
The Counter Surveillance Division, they do a fantastic job. They have a very specific mission set. A lot of that mission set is here in the National Capital Region, focused on permanent protective sites. But they do go out and they support when...
Yeah, we've seen all those times. But those guys got caught when they snuck up on stage, Cindy. Gabby Gifford was different. She wasn't really, there isn't tons of Secret Service around her. She's just whatever, I forgot what she's a senator or a congresswoman, but she didn't have, she doesn't get 42, snipers. And
requested, they go out and support former details. I know that there's been allegations that that I personally cut or that I, that I denied requests. The Counter Surveillance Division has been out there supporting the former president's detail at some very high-profile events. They continue to provide that support, and they're out there providing support
10 years
right
ago,
now.
Cindy.
So we're going to respond to the letter that we received, and we'll be sure to make that. I'm sure they will. We'll be able to share that response when the committee says it's okay to respond.
Is that a no, though? Did you cut funding personally?
I did not. No.
Did you finally figure out how he got that gun on the roof? Did it fit in the backpack?
We're working to determine that.
Okay. How do you not know that one though? See, like at this point, how do you not know that answer? Haven't they told you that this is likely what happened, and just go with that? Just say this is what we think happened, but we can't confirm it yet because that's just a theory based on how the weapon is, etc. Just say that.
That's something that the FBI is working on.
How about you pass the buck?
I don't want to speculate as to exactly how he would have gotten it up there.
No, I don't. I don't want to. I'm not going to look into the BlackRock stock, so you'll probably have to go somewhere else for those videos. I'm not going to cover that. They've already explained it. That was an error on the side, but.
So we have already trained numerous details to be able to mobilize, to pick up multiple candidates. Most of the presidential campaign activity usually picks up coming out of the conventions. So we are prepared for this. It's just that now we are in such a heightened dynamic.
Yeah, there was like a BlackRock thing associated with shorting Trump's stock. It said like 10 million shares. But it was really just 1,000 or like 10,000 shares, which is sort of a common number where people do, and it was incorrectly reported somehow, but I don't know, I mean, I don't really know, because I remember we were looking at that and it still seemed a little bit like, well, I mean, it looks like an order went in and, was the order wrong or how did that actually go? No, it's not confirmed, Eugene. We've looked it up. Yes, it's not confirmed. Okay, it's not confirmed that there was literally a whole bunch of stocks that went through as an order. Okay, well, you can believe whatever you want.
Environment. We're actually making sure that we are probably putting everything we can to make sure
story a lot better
that we don't have a mission failure. It is incumbent upon everyone in the Secret Service. We all understand the gravity of this situation.
Oh, I see.
And we are rising to meet this moment.
You got to put a smiley face.
Certainly, as we go into the Democratic National Convention,
you need to put a smiley face there, Eugene. There's no way to tell because people the way you just typed up there is exactly what somebody would really type in. Hey, Nicole, how's it going? Thank you.
Picking up another candidate with the eventual naming of a vice presidential nominee from the Democratic side. We are going to staff that, and we're going to make sure that we have all the resources and assets necessary to provide that level of protection. Thank you, everyone.
Geez. Jesus, that guy. Here, let's see. Let me get that last part with some music. Let's see if we can make it work.
Of this situation, and we are rising to meet this moment. And we are certainly, as we go into the Democratic National Convention, as we await picking up another candidate with the eventual naming of a vice presidential nominee from the Democratic side, we are going to staff that, and we're going to make sure that we have all the resources and assets necessary to provide that level of protection. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Jesus. That was unreal. All right. Hey, guess what? We got a whole bunch of these. Grassley the other day put out stuff, a bunch of PDF files that I didn't have. I got his videos that he had in a different location. But now we've got these whole bunch of stuff. So let's see. Purple point to ESU entry. I'm not sure what it says. Yeah, right there. That's how the ESU entry and exit. And red picnic table. There's one right there. Okay. So, oh, yeah. That's the one the cop was standing on. Looking up on the roof. So this roof right here, just looking at this angle here, this roof right here is the one that the shooter was on. And this tree right there is the one that blocked the view to the barn. This is just an image from, it looks like Street View actually, from a while ago. So there's a bench there. I'm not sure why they're circling that particular bench. I know that they say they saw him at a bench, but why are they circling that bench? Okay, so there's that. And I'll throw out my public service announcement again. If you're out there, this channel relies on your generosity on a nightly basis. So if you're able to help support my channel tonight, I would appreciate it. I know times aren't the greatest, but if you're somebody that it doesn't affect as much as maybe others, that'd be great. Thanks. Yeah, so we got that. And then here's another image. So these are all, this one right here is in the Beaver and Butler County sniper positions redacted. All right, so this is where they were all positioned. So I guess if we take a look at this, remember the shooter was right there. And again, they're pointing at this red picnic bench here. This was the first time snipers were on. Well, it was a snipers, Secret Service snipers, Glamis. But I think that's the part that bugs me. It's like the first time Secret Service snipers have been at one of his rallies. It's that's crazy, right? I mean, those guys are better. Because let me ask you this: on the other rallies, how did they have communication between the local snipers and Secret Service? You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's so poor. How would they be able to relay anything to them? To get them off the stage, it's crazy. So now they have your own Secret Service snipers. How about, why don't the snipers at least have the ability to communicate with the other counterpart snipers? Wouldn't that make a lot of sense? So they could be talking, and then there's one comment that leads directly to, like the Secret Service are talking to the other snipers, and they go, "Oh, we see somebody on the roof." Then they're just talking to the Secret Service snipers, and they go, "Hey, Team Blue, whatever. Hey, we got there's somebody on a roof of this building over here." Thank you, Katya T. So I guess this is Beaver ESU was facing out of that window. Okay, that's interesting. So that means he was right there, out that window right there. Right? Yep. So there's a sniper. God, that's creepy as shit. Oh man. So if there was a sniper looking out that room right there, it seems like he would have been visible in one of these. Yeah, let me close this down and try to open up that one that we were looking at yesterday. Is it this one? And it's more, I think it is this one. Ah, Jesus, that's loud. See, that means there's one in that window right there, apparently. Like a sniper inside that window right there. Or door. I guess that's not the right place. It's around the corner. It's on the building next. Wait, hold on. Let me look at that again. Just a second. Okay, so it's not on. Yeah, it's on that building. So they're looking at this one in that video. So you don't even see it. This person's just out of play. But they're in the same room as where their snipers apparently were supposed to be here and here. But man, if the sniper was supposed to be there looking that way, maybe that's why he didn't see him on the building over there. This guy, the Beaver County sniper, then the blue. So now look at this. Then there's 3 snipers, 3 counter snipers. Can you believe that? I mean, that's insane, right? Look at that. There was 3 counter snipers. There was yellow, blue, green, Beaver, Butler. So that means this is Beaver County, this is Beaver County, and that's Butler County. And let me show you where those are. So that means there was Beaver County in that window right there, Beaver County in this window right here, and Butler in this window. Is that nuts or what? And then this one is a larger layout, doesn't really say anything, but you can see this is the barn area, and that means the warehouse is over. I mean, the place where the shooter was is over here. And sniper location. So which one? I guess this one kind of looks like it's with the way the windows are working, it looks like it's one of the main, it's either, it could be this one right here actually. Let's see. And the tree's right there off to the left. If it was one of these, it could be that tree also. Yeah, so there's 2 there and 1 facing the other direction. Yeah, that's what bugs everybody. Is why didn't the sniper say, hey, there appears to be somebody on the roof, say that to the other Secret Service agents, and they may walk up to Trump while he's giving his speech and go, hey, we think there's a situation developing. We want to take you off stage for 5 minutes while we investigate it. Wouldn't that make sense to everybody? I mean, isn't that just kind of simple? Like, that isn't even Monday morning quarterbacking. It's just, hey, there's a situation where the cops actually have their guns drawn out. I mean, the guy pulled his gun out 2 minutes before the shooting, the officer there. So if an officer feels where he's pulling out a gun, you'd think somebody would say, hey, there's a situation developing only 150 yards away. We're concerned. We need to take you off stage really quick. We'll bring you back on once we determine what the situation is. Okay? And sadly, like, if somebody still opened fire, it would just be killing people. And it's like, well, how can we... And then the politically shit would be, well, you didn't protect anybody in the crowd. You could have told them to leave too, you bastard. That's how it would have been. That's how it would have been. Not really sure what that is. I mean, I could zoom in on it, so there's nothing. Let's see. I'm not sure what it's trying to tell us. This is the barn, and right there is where. Okay, so that's. I think I know where that is. That's one. That's over here. Like that. I think they're pointing at this building. And that might be where... Why is there a red dot on there? See that? Oh, actually, yeah, that's that thing we're looking at is actually this. Just off to the left is that building there. But why is that red? There's like a red... You know, is that what that's saying? Is that that's where the shot came from? Because that would be that other building. I don't know what that means. That just... All right, guys, we're about still about 35% of a normal night. So hope you guys can help support the channel. Let me zoom this out here. So this sniper is looking out. Let's see where he's looking. Should be able to see that, right? That's the fence there. So you think those guys are looking over at the... Hey, thanks, Glamis Girl. Doesn't feel like it sometimes, to tell you that. All right, let's see. You shoot out the window. I don't know where that building is, just off looking at this. Another fenced building. Is that from around here? Yeah, let me check some spots. Maybe I'll go here. Look around for a second. Oh, right there. There we go. Oh, so those are those huge things. Okay. I see now. Those are the things that... Okay, right there. Wow, that was weird. So that's probably... What angle is the side of that building there? Yeah, it's probably this guy. Is he looking at an angle on that? Maybe. It's likely this sniper right here in that window is looking right at that building right there. So there you go. All right. So that sniper is looking in that direction like that, checking out the crowd. This one appears to be, that could be the same one, just a different, just a different look from behind. That's interesting that they took photographs of them while doing it and what they're looking at. That looks like the tree that everybody was under for when they were looking at crooks. Let's see if that makes sense. I kind of think it's that one right there. See how thick that is at the bottom? And see, and then all he would do is just be turning his camera slightly to the left, or right, out of that window right there. So he turns it to the right, films that, and then that building there is the shot of prior, see? Right there, and then we go to this one. I think it might be the same window. It could also be the side windows. And actually, I think that is what that is. So that shot might be the window. Although, could you even see that tree from here? I don't think so. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it from inside there. So I think that both of those shots were from that window. One looking there, and then one looking here. And that's all there is in that one. I think we did that. Now these are some text messages. I think this is just one on this one. Someone followed our lead and snuck in and parked by our cars. Just so you know, I'm just letting you know because you see me go out with my rifle and put it in my car, so he knows you guys are up there. He's sitting to the direct right on a picnic table about 50 yards from the exit. I'm just letting you know because you see me out. I wonder if that's the picnic table they keep pointing at. Roger that. That bike was not there when I pulled out. Maybe have them check that car. Okay, so the car, the is this his bike? I mean, how come at these press conferences, not one of these clowns ask the guy, hey, so can you tell us where in the parking lot did he park his car, or is there a van associated with this? Because we saw a van being towed away. Can you explain that to us, sir? But nobody ever asks anything. It's so shallow, these reporters. I get so angry almost every time I watch these things. Like, how come you don't ask questions that people want to actually know about? You know, how about this, for example? I want you to answer 3 questions for me. What building was the sniper on that shot the killer? And where was the shooter who missed? And then number 3, where was the vehicle that had the explosives in it? And I guess the 4th question would be, was it a van or a normal vehicle? Because we saw a van being towed away. Can you answer those for us, please? God. There's more in this one. Let's see. See, look out! See, this is what I'm saying. What the hell do they have time to do these texting? See, here's why texting sucks. You're looking at your phone while you're typing in the shit, right? And then you send it off, and then you're waiting for a reply, so you're probably looking at your phone again. I mean, when you have your headsets on, you're still looking at things. Let's see, added you to the group now. Roger, here, these are just people on the scene. Secret Service counter sniper team will be heading to the grandstands to meet up with us. This is at 1:45 in the afternoon. With us in a couple of minutes. They will be approaching from the Beaver Armor side of the grounds. Copy. 148, disregard. Looks like they're approaching from the Washington side. All good, everyone good. Think about if you were like talking, how more easy that would be. We're good, all good. WR, Sierra's good. 313 just got a report. Something or other is about an hour behind. And then look at that person takes the time to do a little face plant emoji. I mean, what a Jesus. Guys, I'm out. Be safe. What does that mean? Guys, I'm out. Like, I'm just totally sick of this shit. I'm gone. You know what's funny? He's out right when he's flying the drone. Hey, by the way, when you're walking out, when you saw the guy flying the drone, did you call back in? Thumbs up to guys, I'm out. 10-4. That, thank you. It says that you for your assistance today. Be safe. I'm sure it meant thank. Game time. 5:34. Yeah, right when he's sitting around on benches. Game time. I guess this is a continuation. Oh, 5:34. And look at this. Oh, 3 minutes later. Check this weirdo out, man. This guy's just chilling out down here. They didn't say that, but kid learning around building we are in. AGR, I believe it is. I did see him with a rangefinder looking towards the stage. Okay. All right. FYI. If you see, this is what I'm saying. Think of this texting here. How about, see, you're telling him that, and then what did he do with it? If you get rid of the texting, you start talking to people, and somebody goes out and checks the person. If you want to notify, now it even says, if you want to notify the Secret Service snipers to look out. I lost sight of him. This is at 5:38. Also, a bike with backpack is sitting next to it in rear of building. That was not seen earlier. Call it into command and have a uniform check it out. I guess this is the I guess we go through this. This is the after action summary by the Butler, or not, let's see. Beaver County POTUS after action. A material provided by Butler Command. So look at, they have, here is the shooter's building right there. This one, and there's two, looks like they have two different snipers. There's three apparently on that one. Maybe they only put two in there though. Maybe that was a plan. And then they had, look at a gun on this building, and exactly all the buildings that we had. This is Washington SWAT, Butler ESU, Secret Service. I mean, look at this place. They did have people in great places, right? And somehow this guy was able to get up and start shooting from right here. Isn't that amazing? With sniper. Everybody is looking. This person isn't. They were looking over here until like 2 minutes to go. Then they turned. And then EMS station, Secret Service, Beaver ESU. And materials, these are like sectors, I guess. Thank you, Sandy Shirley. All right, we made it to 40%. Texting for law enforcement should be forbidden. I think it should absolutely be only in an emergency situation when you need to be quiet or something like that. But these guys need to be communicating real time, all the time, and when somebody goes and monitors, somebody covers their area too. Just seems so obvious, this stuff. It's not like Monday morning quarterbacking. It's just like, now that, so all of us are forced to kind of picture in your mind and imagine, like, oh wow, what should Secret Service people be doing? And when you find out that they're just kind of regular schmoes, you sort of get disappointed, don't you? They're just doing this ridiculous stuff. And look at Nicole's trying for a wave, everybody. Don't let Nicole down. Let's get going. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Nicole. Okay, 9 o'clock, there was a briefing by Butler County ESU, Washington County ESU, Beaver County ESU, Butler, State Police, and Bravo team. Okay, where was Secret Service? Where was Secret Service? (10:15) Beaver County ESU is in place. Wow, so they were there that whole day, and not one of them reported the drone flight? And that's another error right there, right? Like, if somebody had pointed out that it's a huge error, that the same guy flying the drone had a rangefinder later, I think he's a threat at that point. He's in that level now. He's flying a drone and then he has a rangefinder. That's like two pieces of circumstantial evidence that put him into, not a threat where you shoot him, but he's a threat where you have to make contact with him. I mean, Jesus. A drone and, my God. Is that what you're laughing at, CJ? Yeah, come on, you guys. Let's get that wave going for up there. Where last night on here was, pretty mediocre. And it'd be great tonight to try to reach a goal on the second night of the month. (10:15) then 10:30 vendor dispute at main entrance handled by Butler County Sheriff. So there was like a fight or argument or something. 10:30 snipers in place. So they were in place all day, man. 17. Then 5:10, first observed suspect by, and why can't we know what team observed it? Why are we blacking out this stuff? Well, anyways, thanks for trying up there, Nicole. And then 5:14, pictures of suspect, and the time was taken. Been cool if they'd put the picture right next to it. And then 5:28, picture of bike, the time was taken. And they keep showing the bike. So is the bike relevant in this case? A lot of people keep saying it's not his bike. I think he used a van and a bike. That's my opinion. I think he put the bike in the van, and I think he used the bike to travel. And I think he was going to explode the van like a block away where he was, and people would go, oh, and they'd run over way far away. If you blew it up in the parking lot, he's right there anyway. But I don't know, though. I can't say for certain. Thanks, Cindy J. She's trying again. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not what it used to be, I can tell you. The point of the guy's text was that the current ESU members up in the window could be spotted because crooks. Huh? I don't know what you're even talking about, man. Yeah, we went over that the other day, that he was looking up there and he's saying, hey, I'm leaving, but you're so far behind in the conversation. You want me to go back to that? Thanks, Katya T. Yeah, they say he said, I don't know. It's hard to make out what the hell that guy's saying. It's really a ridiculously written text message that could be written in such a much more easily understandable way. Well, Gray, you just have to be part of the... Come on. Okay, Jesus. I think he realized there was a possible sniper as he saw the other leave with the rifle bag. Huh? Oh, jeez. Now do we have to go back now to these? I'm letting you know because you see me go out with my rifle. So he's like, yeah, because you see me go out with my rifle and put it in my car. So he knows you guys are up there. He's sitting to, okay. So the word you mean, he should say he. I'm just letting you know because he saw me go out with my rifle. This is how it should be worded, right? I'm just letting you know because he saw me go out with my rifle and put it in my car. So he knows you guys are up there. He's sitting to the direct right on a picnic table about 50 yards from the exit. Okay, that's how it should be written. They're not talking about, like, he's not saying you, he's referring to the general you, like anybody, if they'd seen me do this, would have. Right? Does that make sense to you guys now? It does to me. And they're saying 50 yards, the picnic table to the right. And I think the sniper saying that is this guy right here, in my opinion. The guy up in this building. And I think he's referring to the, which was in the very first image here. No, it's not the first one. See, they're talking about, let's see, they're right here. So I guess even in that first one, they are pointing at a different, like they're pointing at this one, and that's actually in the front of the building, which is right here, and there's a picnic table out there, and that's the one that the cop was standing on with the pistol. But how could that be to the right? There's another picnic table around over in this area, I guess. Off of this one, there's one here and there. So I guess we'll have to check that out later. But we don't know where his car was. Suspect spotted looking at phone, news feeds and rangefinder confirmed through monoculars. So they're using their spotting scope. Suspect spotted looking at phone, news feeds, so they were able to see what he was looking at, and rangefinder confirmed through monoculars. Butler County sniper texts Butler team assumed. And then that's at 5:34. So they're assuming that. Butler County sniper texts Butler. They're just assuming that. Well, what do you mean you're assuming? How do you not know that? And 5:38, somebody sends a text to group text to sniper group about suspect. Now, were the Secret Service snipers at least involved in your group texting? I bet they were not. Yeah, that was binoculars, but we don't know if they were looking at him or not. Ah, Jesus. That's why I don't bring stuff up. They're not talking about, they said monoculars, not binoculars, Cindy. Called into the command by, so 5:38 sends text to sniper group about suspect. 5:40 responds text to call into command. Then 5:41 called into command by some person about suspect. That's at 5:41. 4 Sierra 2 to command communicated description and rangefinder lurking. So now they're saying lurking, so maybe leaning was lurking around AGR building. They said monocular. At 5:45, text sent to Beaver ESU Group Command about suspect and to relay to command. 5:49, communication to regarding suspect and pictures. Let's see, something acknowledges receipt to somebody and passes it on to command. 5:49, somebody, so now we're getting up there. Sent to command and asking for direction of travel. So they're looking for him. This is right around 6 o'clock. They're looking for him. Asking for direction of travel of suspect. And then at 6 o'clock to some other time, they're unsure of direction. Then 6:05 approximately, suspect at picnic tables and moving direction of sheets. He has a backpack. Communicated via radio. So he does have a backpack. And so that backpack, he has the gun in it. Bolter sniper stayed in place at original position. Butler, you mean. Butler sniper stayed in place at original position. So that must be, there's 2 Butler snipers. But maybe that's the one, he's facing that way. So that's why he didn't see him on the roof over here. That kind of makes sense if that's the reality. But hey, you guys, if you're out there and you can help support the Gray Hughes Investigates channel, you never know who's new coming in here. Definitely could use the support tonight. We're at about 50% of a normal goal, and I would appreciate it. That's how we keep moving along here. 6:05 approximate suspect at picnic tables and moving direction of sheets. I think is that a direction of, is sheets a person? They didn't mention that person's name. That's probably something they meant to redact but didn't. He has a backpack. Butler sniper stayed in place at original position. Thank you, Katcha T. Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah. From the main, well, maybe I haven't seen that one. I thought you were talking about the one where he's behind Texas Patriot. Why don't you send me an email with the link to the video, okay? Oh, Sheetz is a gas station? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what that meant. Hey, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it. And Georgina Stoliker gifted a membership. Finally, a gifted membership tonight. I don't have it, Glamis Girl. How would I play it? Anyways, it was crowd screening right there. This is where Trump was speaking right there. Butler ESU, Washington. So it must have been a Washington counter sniper maybe who made that shot, if that missed right here. But I guess it could be this one right here. That building. You know, that's right there. He would have a shot. You know, that building is right here. So there was a sniper on this building also, and they definitely would have a shot over there. See? Just like that. A little quicker, I'm sure. And my email's, yeah, right there. So send me that video. I don't know if I've seen that one. That'd be pretty interesting. And there he is. That is 514. Now they're showing this in this after action report. So they must think that that is his or something, right? Why are they showing this if that isn't his? Wouldn't you just leave it out, right? Because this is something they did after the fact. Beaver County POTUS after action redacted. No one got the membership? Let me see. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. Yeah, we don't put other people's channels in here, so because everybody just left now. So, Jesus, idiot. I told you to send me a link, not the. All right. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I think the van had the bike in it, but I don't know if that's his or not. I can't tell. And there's a lot of stuff there. Like he had 2 backpacks, because there's a backpack here. Well, you talking about the guy running on the roof? Of the building behind there? Yeah, we've seen it 100 times. Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, let me check this out.
As an architect, a lot of my presentations are driven by what we see, not necessarily by what you hear.
In our Trump shooting analysis, we have detailed video that just surfaced showing dash cam of the...
All right, let me see. Oh, God. Just show the freaking video. Yeah, all he has is a still frame. And you know what? That almost proves that he left that van exactly in that spot. Feels like it anyways. It's not a video though. It's just a still frame. Oh, I guess there is a little bit of a video. Slight. Yeah, it's like right here on this Jeff Ostroff, something like that. Just this little part right here where it's just a little tiny video. Like he's moving around right there, apparently. See that? So let's see. Where would that be? So we've got the parts, the van's over here. Yeah, hold on, I'll go get that again. Yeah, we know you appeared in a BlackRock commercial. God, I get so tired of the same shit from people over, freaking and over. It's just unreal. Yeah, so this Jeff Ostroff guy has a video here. Okay, so it's right out the bat. So that's all there was on the video? So someone named John Malis. God, just, hey everybody! Hey everybody, guess what? He was in a BlackRock commercial. Whew, God, just gets so old. Let's see. I just gotta try to find this location here on my own. The only problem is they put some their maps different now. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't think it's down there. Kind of interesting. It's like cutting across a field. Almost seems like it's like he's trying to come in like right here or something, but it doesn't look like that now. Yeah, it almost feels like he's like right here, but it isn't. And it doesn't feel that way when you just look at the picture. So let me just look around. Could be right there. Oh, this is really far away. No, it's not. It's not. Can you get rid of that Yang Gang guy, please? Thanks. This is weird. I mean, if it's over here where he's trying to get to and it's on a main road, I don't know, my street view doesn't look, what's that? It's like the van was parked there. Could it be inside of here somewhere? Let's see. Well, there's a van that was parked on a street, and this guy's running around somewhere on one of these streets over here. But I'm just trying to find this spot, you know, because it looks like this. There's like these triangular shape, you know, the roofs are like that, and there's a field, a big field on the side. So I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, just let me do what I want, Scav. Thanks. That actually looks kind of like the building, right? I mean, it looks really similar to that thing, which is kind of interesting. Looks just like that in the background. Could it be right there? Hey, hold on, that might be it. Let's see. That looked like the back side of it. Oh man, God, that's crazy. Oh man, that was looking so good. Look at that building right there. These compared to that right there, it's really close. And I was thinking that brown building right there might be the other one. But then there's no fields there though, weirdly. Crazy. You think that looks like the right place, that one? Think it's right here? So right there then, maybe. Let me go right here. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that direction. There you go. Okay, so that was the right building. It's just not the same color in this picture. See that? I think that's probably this, but just further down the road. So that and that, but that's not brown like it is in that picture there. So, and there's the field right there, and there's the sign. See that sign right there? That's right here. So, okay, now we got the spot. So he's running across this field right here. He's right there. What do you mean, congrats? I found it. That's the building I was looking at. Not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, but yeah, well, so he's just really at the back of here. But where's he coming from? You know, did he come from? Because look at this is where the van was parked, right here. See that? Yeah, that's what we've said that since the beginning. That you know, maybe he was going to use the van to blow up after the shooting, and then people would look far away over there and think something was happening, and then he could sort of sneak off quietly with his backpack. But he didn't even have them turned on over there. What are you saying, 356? I don't see it anywhere. Okay, yeah, Sheets is where that interview was. See Sheets right there? That was where the interview with on Fox News of the guy that lives on the street who filmed the van driving. Right there. I don't remember where Sheets was mentioned even. Oh, was it in here? I don't know. It was in a text. I thought it was. Where was that? Yeah, it was in a text message. I don't even know what they were talking about. Anyways. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to get off of here and do I'll just do this on my own, make a video or something on it. All right. So I appreciate you guys being here. Just gotta do what's best for the channel. All right, and I have time. It's 8:26. I can get stuff going. I got a whole bunch more to go through, but I'd rather sort of do it in a video and get views on it. Yeah, check out the new freaks. Yeah. Alright, so thanks to, let's see, what do we got here? Allie Cake, Lisa Valenzuela, Justin Oki, Sino, Rachel Hall, Julia Morales, Rebecca Kahn, Michelle H., Peggy Parker, Allie Cake, Whiskey Boots, Elizabeth Capone Cook, Kit Kat, Wendy Van Rokel, what's this other one here? Navy Swimmer, Brown Eyed Girl 714, Michelle H., Eugenie Watson, Nicole, Katja T., Glamis Girl, Sandy Shirley, Nicole, Katja T., Cindy J., Katja T., Georgina Stoliker, Brett, Georgina Stoliker, Keeping It Real. Wow, oh, that just popped in. They keep mentioning how hot it is that day, and coincidentally, hold on. And coincidentally, the snipers are inside the building. Makes me think they knew they needed coverage on the roof, etc., but chose to be comfortable. Yeah, that's what we were talking about a while ago. Yeah, it's been like that a lot, though, Nicole. And so the thing is, my videos are really... I mean, when I make videos, you know, I get a lot more subs, and I get a lot more, you know, then there's a chance that there's revenue. It used to be when I did these shows, you guys were totally made up for it. I didn't need to make videos, but now we're at the point where it's almost, you know, I got to make videos. I got to make way more videos and videos and videos to keep on, you know, keep the channel going. All right. It isn't like that, but I understand it and why. You know, the economy isn't that great, and it's a different set of people. We used to have different people in here, so I don't know. It's just different now. Wonder what they've done with the Crook's body now. I don't know. Hopefully they incinerated it. Yeah. So anyways, thanks for being here. Appreciate your support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? Yeah, I get it. So that's why I got to do videos. That's what I keep saying. I keep battling with people who go, Gray, it's just not as good at times, you know, you got to keep doing your shows. And I get it, but, you know, it's, what's crazy is I got to do the videos because the videos have nothing to do with anybody's wallet. It's just there's ad revenue that comes in because they're watched a lot, and you know, I'm trying to take the pressure off, but because I make videos, it takes up a lot of the time that I would use to be doing the shows where you guys always supported the channel. I didn't need to do that, okay? But now I have to make videos, and so it's kind of like you know, I feel bad, right? But, you know, I can't force people or make money grow on trees, so I'm trying to make way more videos. And it sucks because sometimes I have such cool show ideas that I want to keep doing the show, and it just won't make any difference. So my thing is it's almost like I should just turn it into a video instead. You know, so I'm just telling you. I mean, I keep getting like pushback. Gray, don't complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you the reality of it. And I know it upsets people because they want to keep watching the show. But would you do hours and hours and hours and hours of shows, and and you're doing the same thing that you always did, but all of a sudden, and everybody else gets to watch it the same, but it's not. You're not getting compensated at all. And you know what we do on this channel is we give away a ton of it, right? Like you know, thousands of dollars every single month. And so it's just one of those things where I'll still give away money, but I got to be able to figure out how to keep the channel going, right? We've been doing so many great things over the years, and I don't want to sort of back out and sort of get to where I'm just one of the schmo YouTubers who, you know, just everything they get, they take and go buy stuff and ooh, you know, just forget it. Right. I like doing it. I do work hard. I think I work harder than most of the YouTubers that you see. They just turn on the video, stare into it, and talk to everybody, and they don't do a damn thing. They're not looking for, trying to figure out anything. It's just creating sort of a, either drama or a conspiracy really works. And I don't do any of those things, so it makes it tough for me. What's it an email about, Beach Girl? Is it something that people want to see? Let's see. Yes, it's more depressing for me than you guys, though. Okay. Yeah, there's nobody on the water tower, so I won't be watching that video. Yeah, I don't know. What are these pictures about? I'll have to check them out. It's happening everywhere. Yeah, it does. It is happening everywhere. It's crazy, But that's the beauty of the videos. See, that's why when I keep arguing with Zozo, like I'll go, I need to focus on making videos. And she's like, well, I like watching the shows, and everybody likes watching the shows, but it's hard to afford doing the shows, because it takes up so much of my time, looking around all day trying to find some things to put into a folder to discuss, and then trying to put it on the screen, right? But video, you can make a 15-minute video. It might take 2 or 3 hours to make one of those. You can make 2 of those maybe, and hope one of them does well. I put out a video today, it did terribly again, and so that didn't even help. It's just, I had a video the other day that got 200,000 views, and 2 others that have close to 100. Then you put out another video that's just as interesting, and it gets 6,000. It's like, what? How does that happen? It's just YouTube. Nah, I don't think it will, Peggy, because it'll still be the same. Because this is really interesting, I think, for people, and it's not having any effect at all. But yeah, my videos on Koberger will do well. I have a whole 3D model that I built of the crime scene, etc. Well, thank you to Keeping It Real and Katya T. Yeah, maybe. I'm streaming right now on Rumble. Can anybody go check and see if it's working? I have no idea. It'd be cool if somebody went over to Rumble and typed in something. All right. Oh, it is working? That's funny. Hey, comment on Rumble, and then let's see if it shows up over here. And where am I on this? Maybe I can figure out a way to get through all the rest of these. I'm just thinking, man, Okay, we did that one. Did we do the Beaver County one? Yeah, that looks the same. Oh yeah, so those are different pictures. You guys didn't see those. Bicycle and backpack. And the sniper was looking out that window. And then there's only 2 there. They said there was going to be 3, but there's only 2. I just signed up for Rumble. I haven't streamed live yet until this one. I just wanted to see if it works. I don't know if I have any. I don't even know how to get people to watch it or anything. It has 50 likes on Rumble. That's awesome. Hey, somebody on Rumble, type something in. Oh, you mean 50 likes on my other channel? Yeah. It's got 50 likes, 243 views at an average of 10 minutes. So that would be, that might get 6. How many? That's so 10 minutes to 243 views. That's 2,000. I guess what we could do is, so you divide that about 6 times that. So 243 divided by 6 is probably 40. You got me like 40 hours of view time. That's the same. Gray Hughes Investigates. Well, yeah, that's one I think I just made it for Gray Hughes Investigates over there. But I think I might actually turn that into Rumble's more like for my political channel, I think. Don't you think? I haven't done Twitch, but why not? I could just add Twitch on there if it does it automatically. It's kind of complicated to do 2 YouTube streams because you have to open up 2 versions of OBS Studio, and then each stream has its own particular key, but when you use StreamYards, it actually creates a whole new stream which isn't the same key that you normally use when you're just by yourself. So you're using StreamYards, and then let's see. So yeah, I mean, so it's crazy. So that StreamYards makes the 2 shows. It sets them up on both of my channels. However, you have to have 2 instances of OBS Studio to stream to both of the YouTube streams, but StreamYards by itself will actually send to Rumble and Twitch without really having to continually change the key, the stream key. Yeah, Twitch. I don't know. Would anybody watch it over there? I mean, it's just YouTube is just such a more convenient, bigger platform that people use. Gamers use Twitch and stuff like that, but yeah. All right, screw it, you guys. I'm gonna power through these PDF files, okay? Maybe I'll come up with something on my own after, make a video. So these are where the snipers: Hercules sniper, Butler, ESU, something right there. I think that's where their vehicle was parked. That's right, their vehicle. And then the Butler County Command Post was right here. Butler Hazmat there, and then there was another sniper here, and then yeah, they drew the fence kind of how we had it, like that fence and then this fence. Rumble, but there isn't a live. Oh, there isn't a live showing? Oh. It says it's supposed to be streaming over there. Yeah, let me see. Let me just go over there and see what I'm supposed to, if I'm supposed to be doing anything. Live streams. Oh, I don't know. Do you have to go over there and set up a live stream for? I'll have to figure it out. I don't know. Static stream key. It's weird because in here it said it's, or is this, maybe it's not Rumble. Oh, maybe it's Twitch, actually. Am I on Twitch right now? Can you guys go look over there? Hold on. Oh, yeah, I think I'm on Twitch. Yeah, why don't you see if I'm on Twitch? It should be GHI over there.
Smoke is out.
I think that's the one. Rumble, I'm still trying to... Yeah, you have to have your... I think Rumble, though, you have to have... stream keys and so forth. But can somebody go look over on Twitch and see if I'm over there? With absolutely 0 people watching.
I'll meet you there. They're leaving out, driving on the north side. There's a smokes over here.
I see them
It's a
driving
gaming
out.
platform, though. I found me. It says I'm offline. So, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not doing something right there. Huh. Shit, I don't know. I mean, I see my account, but it was apparently supposed to be streaming there, but I don't see it. I'll just have to figure it out later. I don't see it on there either. But it's strange because when I type something in like, hello, it says to me that it actually commented on Twitch. You know, it doesn't have an error message or anything. So something seems like it's working. Category. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem. It seems like it was already supposed to be streaming over there. But obviously, I've got to do something different. What that is, I don't know. No idea. All right, let me keep going through these. That makes roof something. It makes access to roof at 6:23. That's when they went up and found him on there. The bicycle's here, and then here they're showing the blood stream going down, dead on arrival. Looks like they're showing his leg there with the transmitter next to him. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I haven't really done anything on Rumble yet. I don't know why I don't have it streamed there, but it's supposed to be on Twitch right now, streaming. I mean, where's it streaming then, I guess? It's pretty creepy. Am I live right now? I'm confused. It says go live. Am I on still streaming? Let me try this again. Ready to go live. Go live. Okay. Wow, this is weird. Can you go check there now? I don't know what's weird is it in StreamYard it said I wasn't even live yet or something, but how could I be talking to you guys and reading your comments if I wasn't? Hey, check on Twitch now and see what happened there. It's still called Gray Hughes Investigates over there. That's so bizarre. Yeah, Red Gray Blue. I've had that live on there. I just don't understand what's going on here at all. Because up on top of StreamYard it said go live like I wasn't live yet. But maybe you can go, I don't know how I was even on, I guess, talking to you guys. Because it's StreamYard that was... No, but I was live. I am live, though. I've been on both YouTube channels using StreamYard to stream. Right? I mean, you guys, let me ask you guys something. Can you see the Sandy Shirley comment at the bottom of the screen? You guys have seen these throughout the show, right? Like these different shots on the screen. And actually, I'd had to have said go live because that's the only way that it would have started on YouTube, so I'm not sure how it got turned off. Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's like alien stuff right there. That shouldn't be possible. That was the matrix got messed up. Oh, now it says more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Jeez. Oh God. Maybe that wasn't a sign. Yeah, I turned off the chat on red, gray, blue. Yeah, it's like it's trying to send the same signal. It says error. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary. What the hell are you talking about? The stream's current bit rate is higher than the recommended. I don't know. I think it's time to end the show. Maybe I'll go practice trying to get this figured out. Are you guys, am I not on right now? Oh, really? Oh, okay, so I am here. She just said maybe it'll come back on. Huh. Well, I don't know what's going on with this. Let me show you what it says on the screen. It's got, well, it just says error, more than one ingestion is using the primary. And I think that's what happened when I hit the stream again button. Yeah, both YouTubes are live, but it has the same error on both of them because I streamed again to them. But now if I end the stream, I don't know. Anyways, thanks everybody for supporting the channel. I'm going to go try to figure out how to get this working. I have no idea what it did. It went off and you had to come back on. Because I think if I end the stream here, it'll cause a problem. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Well, it's cool that's on Twitch. I just don't know what was. I think when I hit go live again, it like sent a second stream to both of these YouTube channels, and it's got problems. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grego's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later. All right, see you guys later. Thank you. All right. See you guys later. Thank you.